Welcome back to my channel. Hope you are doing well. Today we are talking about productivity, and I'm going to give you a couple of tips that can help you be more productive. These are, tested and trusted. These are things I've done and I'm still doing, and I hope they would help you out. I hope they would inspire, encourage you, and just help you, be more productive in the new year. Let's get into the video. So the first tip I'm going to give you is that you should do the most important tasks first. Especially as mothers, we have so much on our plates, we have so much on our hands, and we have a lot to do. We have to take care of the kids, take care of the home, take care of every single thing, and so you need to find a way to balance everything. And if you are doing the most important tasks first, it will really help you out. It will help you be less overwhelmed, less overstimulated. It will help you not to burn out fast. Okay, so the things that are not so important, you can leave them for later. That doesn't mean you are procrastinating, right? But it means you just have like you have a list, or you have something that you go by, that you follow, that tells you, okay, this is more important than the other. For example, cleaning the house, grocery shopping, getting the children ready for school, taking them for their extracurricular activities, or doing one or two things will be on the top of the list of the important things to do, rather than some random other thing that you can leave for later in the day, or that you can do much later. So you try to have your important things at the top of your list. Those should be your priority. Okay, those things, those items, do the most important things first, and you'll be less overwhelmed. Because if you do the random things first, the important ones, because they can't be moved, they are very important, they have to be done. That's when you now get overwhelmed. You get so anxious that, oh, I've not done this important thing, and now I'm running out of time. The day is coming to an end. So it seems like a very random, easy, simple point, but it's something that would actually save you a lot of headache. It will save you a lot of stress if you just make sure the important ones are at the top of your list. Those are the things you are doing first. For example, you need water at home. You need to get water, right? You need to go grocery shopping. That should be on top of your list. That, oh, order water if you want it to be delivered. It depends on where you live and how it works. If you are going to go into the market to buy it, or if you're going to, however you're going to do it, this is at the top of your list. You are making sure there's water in the house. You're making sure there's pepper in your fridge. You're making sure there's meat or chicken in your fridge. I'm talking from the point of view of a mom now. So you might be a dad, you might be a student, you might be a child, you might be a teenager. Okay, make sure you are doing the things that are more important first, and then you can do the other ones much later. This does not mean you are procrastinating. It doesn't mean you are leaving your duties, or you are leaving the things you are meant to do undone. It just means you are doing some things before other things. You have a priority list. You think you have the things that you need to do urgently, and then the others you can just relax and then do them. But you still have to do everything, but then you just have a list. Another point I'm going to give, especially to moms, we women, we are superheroes. We like to multitask. We like to do everything at the same time, but sometimes it can be overwhelming, and it makes us overstimulated. It makes us just burn out real quick. I don't know if this happens to any other person, but for me, when I'm doing every single thing at the same time, I get overwhelmed, and sometimes I just crash out. Okay, so the second point would be that you should just time block. Okay, allot some time to some things. Some tasks should have their own time slots. You know that, okay, for the next 1 hour you are cleaning the house, and then after that you are going to get the children ready for their extracurricular activities, and then after that you are taking them for, maybe, I don't know, to the playground or something. You have time for it, so that you don't get overwhelmed. Because if you are trying to do everything at the same time, you are running the washing machine, you're loading the washing machine, and then at the same time you're trying to get lunch ready. At the same time you are running across the road for their swimming lessons. At the same time you are doing all those things. You burn out. I know we have this tendency as mothers, as women, to want to multitask, want to juggle, because we are superheroes. Okay, but it will tell on you at the end of it. It will tell on your mental health, in the long run. So you can just time block, just allot time for certain things. You are not leaving the house before 12 noon. You are doing everything you need to do in the house. Then by 12, you guys are going for swimming lessons, or by 12, you are going to the park, so you've allotted time. I know this point sounds like I'm talking to just the moms, the women, but it can be, you can slot in whatever, your own situation is. You might be a student, you might be a man, a dad, you might be anybody watching this. Just it's just the whole idea is just to use the concept, right? It doesn't have to be the exact thing. Like, you don't have to be a woman to time block. You might be a student. Maybe you know there's a particular time you go to the library. There's a particular time you meet up with friends. There's a particular time you do your laundry, or you know, just time block. It's very important. It will make you less overwhelmed. It will make you more productive. Another way you can be more productive as a human being generally is that you should find ways, be intentional, find a way, look for a way to rest. Make sure you're intentional about taking a couple of rests, because if you overwork yourself, it will tell on you, tell on your physical, mental, emotional well-being, emotional health. You need to be very intentional about resting. It will make you more productive. If you are, I mean, I know there are big organizations, even the smaller organizations or private sectors and all of that, they give leaves. You know, you have maybe a few days off work, you have, you know, it may even be a few weeks off work. Make sure you are being intentional about resting. Even if you don't have like a regular 9 to 5 where you don't have a leave, you need to create your own leave period. It might be every single day you make sure you rest for 3 hours during the day. It may be every single week you make sure you have a getaway, you know, every weekend. Just find a way to rest, whatever works for you. Anything. Some people thrive best when their children are making noise and screaming and drumming. They love it. That's like music to their ears. They just stay in the room and sleep off. I can't do that. Okay. So I'm intentional about what I do to clear my own space, my head space. So you need to be intentional about just taking some rest. It might be for 10 minutes, it might be for 15 minutes, it might be for 24 hours, whatever works for you. Make sure you are taking a couple of rests. Make sure you are being intentional about it, because it will make you more productive. You know, you now come back more refreshed at the end of the day, and then you can continue with your work, you can continue with your tasks, you can continue with your goals. Now you are more productive. It's very important. It seems like something that might be irrelevant, but it is actually very important. So the last thing I'm going to talk about that's going to help you be more productive is to be intentional about giving thanks. Be intentional about gratitude. See, there's nothing more amazing than being thankful from the depth of your soul, being grateful to God for an amazing day. Even if you didn't achieve all of your goals you set for yourself that day, you didn't cross off every single list on your to-do list, but you should be thankful that everything went smoothly. Everything is okay. We give God all the praise. Just be thankful, be grateful, end the day with gratitude. It helps you be more productive, because now you appreciate the fact that it's not by your power, it's not by your might. Okay, you are doing all of these things because God has sustained you. God is giving you the energy, the strength, the stamina to be able to do every single thing you need to do every single day, no matter how exhausted you are. Make sure you are grateful. Make sure you are giving God thanks. End the day with gratitude. It is an amazing way to be more productive, because you wake up the following day knowing that you can do all things through God that strengthens you. I hope this video has been encouraging. I hope you're enjoying my videos. I hope you're enjoying my channel. Thank you to the new subscribers. I really appreciate you. I hope you're encouraged, and I hope watching this channel will make you, you know, become a better version of yourself. And we just, as we go together on this journey, may God help us in Jesus' name. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.